Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maximus Black.
And Nova War.
And we're bringing you guys another game sent in by the fans on D2Dgamer.com.
Actually, this was sent to us by email because the guy won a tournament.
Oh, okay. Never mind, I lied. But let me introduce those players.
Every other
DuckpuBZ. Starting over
Duck.
here,
Just
we'll call him Duck.
Just call him Duck.
Over here in the bottom right position, and in the bottom left position we have
RawLikeSushi.
Yes.
And are you remembering now?
I do remember.
Yes, he was the victor in our open tournament.
Yes.
And did quite. It was quite. Actually, it was quite an interesting last few games, if I do recall correctly. And so I'm looking forward to see how exactly this game goes down. Right now, RawLikeSushi getting his a little bit of scouting in right now. Just going to be doing a bit of a dance around here, seeing if there's anything going around in the back, see if the 6 pools going on or anything too fishy. Nothing is happening, so he's probably just going to leave and maybe hide that SCV down behind this natural expansion mineral line. But for now, no real. Yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa.
My teeth hurt.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I might know why your teeth hurt.
Why?
Because when you strap metal to teeth,
yes,
and then tighten it, shit gets real.
Yep. So, yeah, for those who don't know, I actually have braces. Stop hating, playa, get some straight teeth. Yeah, and I got them tightened this morning, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm cool to cast, whatever, I can do it. And I'm really not feeling so hot right now. It's pretty bad.
I can punch you in the D, and maybe that'll take the pain away.
No, I'm good. Thanks, though. But we do have a fast expansion for Duck. He's going to go ahead and get that before his spawning pool. Now, if RawLikeSushi can scout that out and do a good job at getting an SCV in here to see if there is no spawning pool, it's an opportunity for him to get aggressive and possibly take the game early, or at least deny this natural expansion, and then kind of make the Zerg player turtle up a little bit more.
No, absolutely, because, you know, what you see more often anyways, you see that 14 spawning pool, 14 gas or 15 gas, and then the expansion, right? And that allows for the speedlings to come out for that defense of the expansion. But when you're doing it this way, you're betting on the fact that your opponent's gonna like wall up and not move.
Yep.
Because if you get any sort of push up against you, your opponent can lean on you pretty hard, and you can be screwed unless you're really damn good at your micro with defending. You can get screwed pretty hard, and this Overlord needs to get the sweet heck out of there.
Yeah, no, that Overlord's gonna go down. Possibly, he's probably gonna run him outside here and take that out. At least I would pick him off. That's gonna slow down the Zerg player a little bit and force him to get another Overlord. But like Adam was saying, a lot of the time is the Zerg players will go ahead and drop that spawning pool first. Now, there are Zerg players as well that'll go just for that expansion. Do I necessarily agree doing that in this map position?
Close position,
Not
right?
necessarily. It's risky, it's greedy, it leaves yourself open, but since he did have an Overlord in here, he had a drone in there, he kind of knew he was walling up and a push really wasn't going to happen, so I can only assume he felt safe doing it, and in this case, it is going to work out. But guys, if you are going to go ahead and get that hatchery beforehand, you know, take the map in consideration. Are you close positions? Is it a big enough map? What is your opponent doing? Does he have a scout in your base? If so, go ahead and get that fast expansion. It's a good play.
No, absolutely. I actually see a Reaper just finished here now for RawLikeSushi.
2 of them.
2 Reapers. I missed the first one coming out of there. But you know what? Reapers have been coming back.
I've never ever noticed this jetpack symbol. Have you?
Really?
Is that new?
No, I'm pretty sure that's there just to tell you, hey, yo, dog, if you don't know already, these guys can jump off cliffs like a boss.
Great.
But yeah, they're making a comeback. Because there was yeah, no, totally. They're definitely making a comeback. I've been seeing Reapers being used a heck of a lot more, and if you remember, they were they were OP in beta.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was using them. And that was the most painful thing in the world to defend against.
You would actually have to open up your play specifically because
one
Reapers
Reaper
were coming.
Just you knew it was going to happen, and here we go. This could actually be a huge. 2 Reapers can definitely do enough damage. That Queen's going to have to do most of the defensive work here, and we're randomly attacking the hatchery there for no reason. But they're going to be able to hopefully get rid of some drones. I haven't seen anything go down yet.
Nope.
This is pretty much a futile attack. The Queen's actually going to get rid of one of them if they're not careful.
It's gonna be close.
Just getting out of there. He needs to leave.
Jump down that cliff. Go to the natural.
Jump down.
Watch it. Watch it. Oh, doing some good micro there. Picked off a couple of them. One of them goes down. That right there was
That wasn't really successful. That wasn't
no,
a good
but I mean,
trade-off.
it slowed off. You know, he took the drones off for a little bit. I mean,
But he also had to micro that whole time, so you saw his macro slip.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that was all right. It was all right. It was a little late.
Reapers are still, people are starting to use them again, and I think for a short period of time, they were working more than they probably should have just because people weren't expecting them anymore. But now people are incorporating them into their tactics a bit more. And you really have to know what your opponent has going on in their base before you take that dive. Because if you, dedicate yourself to getting a couple Reapers out before you start producing any other units really for attacking with, you better hope that it goes well when you go in there. Because sometimes it lets the opponent know that that's what you've been focusing on a bit, and it also lets them know that you might be a little bit on the weak side if you're not careful.
A Baling's Nest now gone down for Duck. That is going to come in handy against this this heavy Marine Marauder ball with some roaches and some speedlings as well. So the Zerg player definitely taking advantage of that natural expansion going up very, very quickly. If we take a look at the income tab, we do see a huge difference, almost 400 or 500 minerals in the difference per minute for Duck. He is doing a great job at getting a decent unit composition, also doing a good job at scouting. He has overlords all over the map. He's got this overlord in a great position. He can see both the natural and I guess the other natural. I guess there's kind of 2 naturals in this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
One with the debris.
It's a risk reward of taking the time to destroy it, but it's also easier to defend.
Yes. But yeah, no, good scouting. Just some really good unit composition. Decent
absolutely.
play from Duck right now.
One thing that I'll point out is that there's only 1 tower on this map, and nobody has taken it yet. I think you're probably going to see it just about happening now with the overlords flying over, but nobody's taken it. Some players at lower levels underestimate how useful it is to have control of those towers all the time. If you watch pro games, there are constant battles just to control it with 1 unit, just to have that vision. It can make a massive difference. It's certainly important, and we're seeing a few banelings going down here. 1 Zergling going in, probably just to see what they're up against. And with that ramp down, or with that down, if that's not raised, the banelings can bypass it and go right for units instead. He's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, this is going to be an extremely close battle. This could go either way right now, and we're going to see a big attack here. He needs to get those banelings up front. He needs to make sure that the RawLikeSushi needs to kite this. It's going to be really close. He does kite it. Yes. He does a good job at backing up, taking minimal damage against those banelings. All kinds of roaches in here right now. This is going to be extremely close. Those banelings are all shitting the bed one by one right now, and RawLikeSushi is killing it. What a great defense.
Very, very nice. It was really close. I was actually concerned there for a minute. RawLikeSushi was standing on the ramp a little too long. There was no stim on the ramp to really get the first initial wave of damage done before moving back, and I was afraid there might have been too much damage done by those banelings, but he successfully made that step back with the stim pack, got out of there, and now we're going to see a counterattack with a drop. I highly suspect we're going to see this on the expansion. And maybe if he feels really bold, split them up, but I think it's probably just going to go right behind here in the middle line.
This is going to do enough damage. If he can drop right here, he's in a great position. You know, the lings and roaches and drones and nothing cannot get us around. All these units are doing all kinds of crazy good damage right now. This is a perfect position for RawLikeSushi, and it's such an awesome counterattack. He is playing very, very well right now. This is good. What league is this?
I don't know, but it's a good league, whatever it is. I'm seeing, there's obviously some mistakes going on. Macro is slipping by both players because they're both focused on this battle right now, but the core stuff is working very well for both of them, really. I mean, RawLikeSushi, that was a great counterattack. Like you said, no surround could happen behind that mineral line. Very important. Wasted banelings on Marauders because those Marauders don't really take all that much damage from the banelings, but it was enough to maybe soften them up a bit. Now we're going to get that surround with everything else. We're back to 1-1.
The units lost tab. Look at that, 101 units. All shit the bed. Duck.
5,300 resource on that unit loss.
That is a lot.
That is the most important number right there. Because, of course, Zerg, like with Zergling, sometimes when you're up against Zerg, you see like 6,000 units lost, some like retarded numbers, and most of it's just because of Zerglings.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to look at that resources lost on those units.
Yep.
And there was almost twice, if not more than twice, on those. So obviously, RawLikeSushi definitely ahead of the game right now. And is that a macro hatchery, sir?
That is. You know what? The only thing that I can really say that Duck should have done a little bit earlier was go ahead and get a third up. Take out this gold, expand here in the natural. Do something. He had the money. He had the opportunity. At this point in the game, at 14 minutes in, when you've got your first hatchery, like 3-4 minutes into the game, he could have definitely had a third up and have taken that advantage. And what RawLikeSushi's done now is he's even the score. He's got those OP mules in there, getting all kinds of minerals. He's got his natural up. He's looking very pretty right now. He did a great defend. Duck is, mentally, he's probably frustrated right now. That big attack did not work. He's on the defensive right now, and RawLikeSushi has got the momentum. He did a great counterattack. He put up that macro hatchery in his base when he necessarily shouldn't have. He should have put it there, and he still would have been able to, get those extra larvae, but at the same time, get that saturate as well, because these minerals aren't going to last forever.
No, they're not. No,
We got a drop.
Hey, that's a big drop. Actually, that is a huge drop. And what I was going to say is, I wasn't paying attention to when that hatchery went down. It might have been a hatchery immediately after that first failed attack, because he knew a counterattack was coming. He might have wanted stuff as fast as humanly possible. Getting rid of those destructible rocks, not a good time, but I wasn't paying attention. But this drop is massive and could do huge damage. He could get at the tech structures up here,
this
and
could be GG.
This could be GG just from this drop right now.
Yeah, he's got that great position again when you're doing that drop right here in behind the mineral line. Unfortunately, there is a couple of spine crawlers, but pardon me, they're really not going to do a whole lot in this sort of situation back here. They just can't get us around. There's really not a whole lot he can do. If he engages right now, all these units are going to go down, and RawLikeSushi is going to take this game, I think. Oh, but that is a lot of Banelings.
Banelings
and
coming.
He's coming out. Oh, what a great lift.
Lifted him up. Yes.
What a sick lift that was.
Absolutely. That was great. A lot of Terran players, when they're doing this drop play, they don't remember that they can just bring them back up. They see those units, those roaches aren't going to attack that stuff, and the Banelings can't do anything. And look, they're coming around the backside. It looks like he was trying to get some high ground with those roaches, and that was a great idea. Unfortunately, the Banelings followed. He's going to lift up and get out of there, but another successful attack from RawLikeSushi. Unfortunately, a bit supply blocked right now. One thing I wanted to point out, we did see a couple more unit-producing structures go up, but on this two-base scenario is macro. His economy is a bit ahead of his structures. He could use a couple more. At this point, sometimes on 2 base, moving into wanting to be 3 base pretty soon. Actually, we have an attack here from the Zerg up front, a counterattack.
What a good counterattack this is. This is an action-packed game. I thought that was going to be GG over there. He's going to be able to take out that command center. Does not lift that off. And he is in a lot of trouble. And you know what? RawLikeSushi is saying, F this. I'm not playing this game right now. I'm going to counter. Not now, but right now. And he might be able to finish this game right now, or we're going to have a base trade. But that is one thing that you do not want to do against the Terran, because he can lift off. And by the time you get back to your base, you just might not have one.
No, absolutely. I think we saw it just there. Duck actually noticed the leaving right there. And RawLikeSushi lifted off all the structures before leaving the base. The roaches couldn't do any damage. Duck saw it, started retreating a bit, and here are the reinforcements. That is back from that attack, but that is nowhere near enough units. Way too many medvacs with lots of energy floating around here. All these Marines, all these Marauders, and all those drones are sour about life.
Oh, come on, Duck.
Come
on, Duck. Come on, Duck.
It was a good game. That was a good game.
This is an Imba. Rage quit.
I enjoyed that game. I'm going to ignore the fact that Duck said that. I'm just going to ignore it.
Well, you know what? Duck had the advantage. He had the expansion before the Terran player. It was just a good micro by Terran, and he also didn't get that third expansion up a little bit sooner, and I think that's what really hurt him.
I was surprised after the first drop not to see at least one Spore Crawler go down, or maybe not to move in to something like Mutalisk at some point, because he knew usually if a Terran drops once, odds are he's going to try and drop again. And so you're going to want at least some sort of static defense or some sort of means of attacking. Roaches, Lings, and Banelings, not going to do it. But great game. I enjoyed that a great deal. Thank you very much, RawLikeSushi, and congratulations again for winning that tournament. a while ago now. We just had the time to get to this game at this moment, but I enjoyed it a great deal.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been LAGTV coming to you from the fine locale of Canuckville, Canada. I am your Master of Ceremonies, Nova War.
And I'm Maximus Black.
Peace!
Peace!